and, and me, we're just talking about what we do in every case, but there's nothing in your files.
Usually I do not allow contact between the parties. The only exception, I make very few exceptions. One time when I make an exception is when there's a proper representation made to me that the alleged victim is not objecting to contact. So, given that statement by defense counsel today, I am going to allow consensual contact. So, Mr. Moya, what that means is that the word consent is right in there, okay? So what that means is that if Ms. Brown consents to the contact between you and herself, and she consents to you living at the Collingwood address,
you haven't missed anything. We're just having some coffee. Good morning, everybody.
Mind or for whatever reason says to you, I don't want you to talk to me anymore, you need to leave, then you must do that or it violates the bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, do you have any questions about what consensual contact means? All right. I want to make sure.
I think I get it.
Back here, you're not doing it right. I don't want to have a conversation where you say, I didn't understand what you meant. So if you have a question about what I'm talking about, this is the time to ask.
Oh, Canada.
Your bond is a personal recognizance bond. That means you don't need to pay any money to leave the jail today. You may have consensual contact with Kalila Brown.
So there's a lot of syrup in the chat right now.
If you do end up moving out of that Collingwood Street address, you need to notify the court of your new address as soon as you can. While you're on bond, no alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs, no purchase or possession of firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Do not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. No criminal behavior, no assaultive behavior. Any questions about, did I say no weapons, no firearms, weapons, or ammunition? Any questions about the bond conditions?
Just, you mean any recreational cannabis use, I'm assuming, right?
I said no alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. Yes. Do you have a medical marijuana card?
I do.
You do. All right. You may use medical marijuana.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Tread. That means you're old, brother.
Any questions about the bond conditions?
No.
Okay, the court date will be in person at the courthouse on Maple Road in Saline. That will be at 9 a.m. on October 27th, which is this coming Thursday.
It's about time to have a discussion about lawful law.
Okay, anything else?
Nothing. Thank you.
All right, make sure you get an appearance to us, Mr. Moya, or Mr. Corman. Thank you.
More.
Mr. Moya, you're all set.
Hello. This is Attorney Mike Griffin coming to you from Chicago. As usual, we are just having coffee and watching this call. That's all that's going on here. There's an intro, since I didn't do it when I just turned it on.
Hi, what's your name?
Let's see what shows up for the Magistrate Fink here.
I have your address on Kentucky Avenue in Monroe. Is that a good place for you to get mail?
Yes, ma'am.
And you provided your mother's phone number and your email, right?
Yes.
Is it okay with you if the court uses your phone, that phone and email to have contact with you?
Yes.
I didn't type in Mr. Moya's email address. You want me to send it to you anyway? Okay. All right, this is State of Michigan versus Jordan Oliver 22F10868. I have received a petition requesting a court-appointed lawyer. I will sign that. You may proceed when you are ready, Ms. Reed.
Thank you, Silvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Oliver. I did not have a copy of the complaint to review with him, so we would appreciate if you could please read the charge.
The complaint in this matter states that on or about February 24th, 2022, at 7,000 East Michigan Avenue, which is the Walmart in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, Michigan, defendant is accused of committing the crime of larceny in a building by stealing a cell phone. That is a felony. The maximum penalty is 4 years.
Wow, that's a felony?
$5,000.
Must be the amount.
We will stand mute.
Hey, Major, respond when you're ready.
Thank you. I did discuss with Mr. Oliver. He is currently also dealing with a case in Monroe County. They have him working with the mental health court, and I did make note of that, see if it was something that he might be able
Thank you,
to
Richard.
also do here in Washtenaw County. He does live with his mother. As this happened in February, and he is now employed and again lives with his mother, so that he will have somebody making sure that he is reliable and showing up to appear for court hearings. We would just like to ask for a personal bond so that he can be released, and hopefully we can help keep him in line with the mental health court there in Monroe, and potentially also connect him to any resources that anyone out there here.
All right, so he, the statute is implicated, Michigan Compiled Law 765.6A, because he has to,
I think I needed this as therapy.
Convictions.
Just some garden variety crime as
So
a
I have to set some kind of a bond.
to cleanse the palate from Brooks.
Mr. Oliver, is that there is a law in Michigan that requires a financial bond when a person has 2 or more felony convictions. So you have a felony conviction from September and also one from June. And so I have to set a financial bond for you. I'm not trying to keep you in jail though. So the bond is $1,000 with the right to post 10%. So $100 is what's needed to leave the jail.
Is he mean mugging her, or is that just
Your
is that just straight?
court date will be November 3rd.
I can't tell, honestly.
It's going to be over Zoom. And that will be at approximately 9 a.m., but something will be sent to your email.
Because she was
at
just
the exact time that
she was just really nice to him, the way I see it.
While you are on bond, you're not to go to the Walmart on Michigan Avenue. Do not purchase or possess any firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Do not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court, and no illegal drugs while you're on bond. Any questions about the bond conditions?
Oh,
No,
Kurt's already out of bed.
Right on.
Hey, Kurt.
Anything else on this matter?
That is all. Thank you.
Okay, you're all set, Mr. Oliver. Thank you.
Good morning, Nigel. Exactly. That's what I just said, but you said it better, Nigel. That's the truth. And thank you. Like, I know I'm going to go back probably Monday and Tuesday for the Brooks trial. I'm like, can I just see a good old fashioned, Michigan criminal call here? I could have gone Georgia. Georgia works too. Texas, fine. Heck, I don't care about the state as long as it's available. If you're going to do this to me, though, it's never really too early for this.
I'm going to use Miss Fowler's words. She now is in a throuple. And not only does she choose to be in a throuple, and she's shacked up in the bed with the throuple. Now, if anybody thinks this is okay, I am in the wrong world.
Okay, it might be too early for that.
Hi, could you state your name for the record, please?
Denzel Owens.
Oh, I can't find the comment.
I have your mailing address on Fox in Ypsilanti. Is that a good place for you to receive mail from the court?
Yes.
But I agree with
When
you.
you met with Miss Reed, you gave her a phone number, but you do not use email. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. These defendants
can
seem
somebody
downright
use
reasonable.
your phone number to have contact with you?
Yes.
They haven't said anything that doesn't make sense yet.
State of
Not one
Michigan
thing.
Versus Danzel Owens 222-0505. I have received a petition requesting a court-appointed lawyer. I will sign that. You may proceed when you are ready.
Thank you. Sylvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Owens. Again, I did not have a copy of the complaint.
All right, I'll turn the mic down.
If you could read those charges.
This is a one-count misdemeanor complaint that states that on or about October 21st, 2022, at 855 Green Road in the city of.
Is that better?
The defendant is accused of attempting to commit the felony of interfering with electronic communications. The attempted charge is a misdemeanor with a maximum of 1 year and or 1,000.
We will stand mute. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Lillenbring.
Right, I am requesting a no contact with the complaining witness, Talia Tyler, and a no go to for the 855 Green Road address. My understanding is that he also has a bench warrant.
I love Texas.
On a felony matter, is that correct?
We don't handle that kind of thing on the weekend.
He has 3 cases, I believe, that will be seen on Monday.
Okay, so he will be held till Monday. Ms. Reed, is understanding? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
He has for your honor's information, he has a felony matter, which is an assault with a country rate following harm by strangulation, and a domestic violence with the same complaining witness as in this case.
So this is a violation of those bonds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Ms. Lillenbring?
That's all, thank you.
Go ahead, Ms. Reed.
Thank you. As stated, we did review the fact that he will be held in custody until Monday to go before the judges in those 3 other cases.
I am indeed in
which are
Chicago.
all Washington County cases outside.
As usual.
We don't have any other criminal matters pending. He's not on probation or parole. He did just start a new job. Him and the alleged victim in this case do have a newborn together, but they do not reside together. And so he did state that he's willing and understands how to comply with the no contact.
But except that he doesn't, because he has orders not to have contact with her.
So there's that.
He's not complying, which it's then crap for you to say today, Mr. Owens, that you know what to do.
Tell us how you feel,
So,
Judge Fink.
that is a garbage thing to say.
I did clarify for him he had a couple of areas where he, wanted to confirm what specifically no contact meant. I did inform him that.
Did I arraign him on those other cases?
It's Saturday morning. I don't hear this defense attorney nonsense.
I do not know, but I did explain to him because I think the issue was, whether or not she contacts him, he could not have.
Hi, Tammy.
Contact with her. So I did clarify that.
I arraigned him on those cases, and as you know, Ms. Reed, and as you know, Ms. Lillenbring, and as you heard me say, Mr. Owens, no contact includes replying if she contacts you. I always say that to everyone.
But I have to provide for my baby.
You don't have to talk to her to do that.
I didn't know why. I mean, like, she couldn't contact me at all.
Yes, you did know that. You did know that. Because I told you.
So I can't see my baby either. And we just literally had our baby in September.
Okay, I'm not making any orders about you seeing your baby. If you have another person who can help you see your baby, like if your mom or your sister or your friend or somebody else can get the baby so that you can have some time with the baby, or her mom or someone, that's fine. But you can't talk to her.
Okay.
And part of why you can't talk to her is now you've got another criminal charge. So now you have 3 cases where she's the victim.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
crazy.
Stop
Because
breaking the
you
law.
just keep putting yourself in places where you're going to be arrested. So not only do you have this new misdemeanor charge, but this is a violation of your bonds on the other 2 cases. The policy of this court is that then you'll be held without an opportunity to post a bond on your bond violations until you can see a judge. You're not going to see a judge on those files until November 3rd. So you now have put yourself in jail for about 12 days.
12 days.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yep.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
They told me Monday.
Yeah, you're going to see someone on Monday, and it's going to be me. And I just told you what's going to happen on Monday because I don't have an option. On Monday, when I see you on the violation of your bond conditions, you're going to be held without bond because that is what my judges require.
She's got this thing
In this case, I'm
called
setting
law
the bond at $5,000
that she needs to
and
follow.
sure, no 10%. You are not to have any contact with Talia Tyler. No contact means you cannot call her, text her, email her, send anything to her in the regular mail. You cannot go to her address on Green Road. You cannot use social media or any of the face-to-face applications, Snapchat, FaceTime, House Party, Zoom,
House party.
Instagram, whatever's, nothing, no DMs, no contact with her. You can't have another person talk to her about this case.
About Snap.
You need to have somebody help you see your child. That's fine. That should not be a conversation about any of your cases with Miss Tyler.
Okay.
You are not to reply if she tries to contact you. You may not have contact with her. If you're at Kroger and she shows up, you leave. If you're pumping gas at the gas station and she pulls in to buy herself a bottled water, you leave. You may not have contact with her.
Don't even buy gas in Fulton County.
Do you?
I already do.
Because I've already told you this.
I honestly do. It's just, it's hard when, you know,
It's
I
very
got
hard.
my baby and
It's
she
very
needs
hard.
help. She called me and she needs
I know,
help.
and that
I
happened.
gotta be there.
Yeah, and Mr. Owens,
Maybe
that
I
happened.
don't understand the contact order. It's the fact I thought, you know, I can at least just do something for my baby. Well, that's not.
Yeah.
I just drop something off to my baby and then leave.
But you didn't do, but that's not what happened. So that's the problem. If you could just drop something off for your baby and leave, that would be okay. But you dropped something off for your baby and ended up with a misdemeanor charge and in jail for violating your bond as well as having a new criminal charge.
Oh,
You're not, you
think
can't go there.
is not having it this morning. Not having it.
Between the two of you is bad. All right, and I 100% understand how hard it must be for you to have a newborn baby that you cannot have contact with because it's too hard to do that. I understand that is painful, emotionally painful for you. I'm not denying that. But it's better to be out of jail, taking care of your business, and not seeing your baby than it is to be in jail and not seeing your baby. Right? So this is a situation, this is the new thing I'm saying to people. I'm going to say it to you because I think it might help you. I say it to myself too. We're always in situations in our lives where there's a really hard thing that we have to do, and there's another really hard thing, right? And so you have two hard things right now. One is not seeing your baby. The other is dealing with your criminal cases. And so, and getting more criminal cases because you've seen your baby and violated the bond. You have to make the choice to do a hard thing in this situation, right? And so you can choose the hard thing that gets you in jail or the hard thing that doesn't. You're still going to be doing something super hard.
Right.
Right. So, like I said, that's kind of the new thing that I'm saying to people in situations like yours. I say it to myself about my hard things.
Right.
I say it to my children and my husband about their hard things because I think that it's really easy to feel like you don't have options.
I don't want to hear about some of these hard things, honestly.
You do have options. They might all be hard, but you still have them. Okay. So I'm sorry that I'm not going to be able to help you when I see you on Monday. If I could, I would, but I'm not going to be able to. So we'll deal with everything else on Monday. You have $5,000 on this file with all of those no contact orders, the do not go to, no alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs, no weapons, firearms, ammunition, do not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court, no assaultive behavior, no criminal behavior. The court date for this case, this attempted interference case, is going to be in person. I think you're still going to be in jail, so it'll be in person unless you're in jail. If you're in jail, the corrections officers will make sure that you appear by Zoom, or they'll take you to see Judge Tabby. I'm not exactly sure how that works. And then that will be at 11 a.m.
What was the date for that?
Thursday, the 27th. Okay, anything else, Mr. Owens?
Yeah, I've just been trying my best to get all my, cases and stuff squared away. Like
You can still do that, right?
I already got 3 of my cases squared away.
Good.
I'm working on the rest of them, you know what I'm saying? And I've been trying to and provide for my babies. I have 3 kids, and
Let's definitely keep moving
Yep.
things in that right direction.
You can still do all of that stuff. You're just gonna have to do it without talking to Miss Tyler.
Okay.
Okay,
That's fine.
all right. Okay, you're all set with me. When you step back out, the corrections officers will give you your paperwork. All right, and then it's $5,000 on this case, but don't post anything because we still have to see each other on Monday. All right,
Okay.
and I think you're probably going to have a much larger bond or no bond on Monday. Okay, all right, thank you.
The wheels of justice are going to roll you right into the Wayne County Jail.
Exactly.
Lowry just called, said that if they residents broke into a car. Well, yeah, that's pretty much a violation.
Feedback. I have my mic off.
Why?
I don't know what else to do.
Yeah,
Why? Can they not?
I'll be right with you.
Okay.
We'll see him on Monday.
Yeah.
Jesus, God.
That was classic Fink. She was not taking excuses, but then she turned really nice towards the end.
What's your name, please?
Dominique Gardett.
Nash Avenue is a good mailing address.
Yes.
And when you met with Miss Reed, you gave her a phone number and an email, correct?
Correct.
Stop it.
Is it okay with you if the court uses your phone and your email to have contact with you?
Yes, ma'am.
State of Michigan versus Dominique Gardett, 22 FB 1325. I have received a petition requesting a court-appointed lawyer. I will sign that. You may proceed when you're ready, Miss Reed.
Thank you. Sylvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender, with and on behalf of Mr. Gardett. Again, I did not have the chance to have a copy of the complaint to review with him, so if you could please read those charges for us.
The complaint in this matter states that on or about September 12, 2022 at 671 Eugene Street in Ypsilanti Township, Washtenaw County, Michigan. Defendant is accused in count 1 of intentionally discharging a firearm at a building that he knew or had reason to know was a dwelling or a potentially occupied structure. That is discharging a weapon at a building. It's a felony with a maximum of 10 years.
That's why I gotta stop. I gotta stop the white claws.
Charge of domestic violence, making an assault or an assault and battery.
After a few, I actually start talking about the law.
Previous domestic violence.
It's not pretty.
This is charged as a third offense, which makes this a felony with a maximum of 5 years and or 5,000. Count 3 is a charge of carrying a concealed weapon. That's a maximum of 5 years and or 2,500. Count 4 is possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. That is a maximum of 5 years and or 5,000.
Retrial.
Stands mute.
Go ahead, Ms. Willenbring.
Laura Willenberg on behalf of the people. I am requesting a $100,000 surety bond in this case. And if that order can't be posted, I would be asking for home confinement. The defendant threatened his girlfriend with a
And you're
gun,
welcome.
and allegations are that she retreated and then he fired the gun as she fled. This was captured on a security camera, and a bullet casing was recovered on scene as well. I have some very serious safety concerns given that those allegations. In addition, I'm going to ask for no contact with Irene Bailey and no go to for 671 Eugene Street.
Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Reed.
Thank you. I did not have a chance to review the bond recommendation, and so we were not aware of that request. I will state that Mr. Gardett did just start a new job as a Delta ramp agent, which is a good opportunity for him, and he does live with his sister. He also has one child that he helps provide for. He will be held in custody at least until Monday anyhow, on a friend of the court matter. So we would just like to ask for a 10% option or a lower bond in this matter, so that he can at least earn credit for time served while he's there, and potentially be able to gather some funds to be released so that he can try to keep his job.
Where's the job?
I believe it's at the airport. You work for Delta at the airport, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think a personal bond is appropriate for multiple reasons. There's a statute in Michigan that requires a financial bond when a person has 2 or more felony convictions within the previous 5 years. That applies in this case. Mr. Gardett has several recent felony convictions. So that's one reason a personal bond is not appropriate. Secondly, the accusation is that a firearm was, there's 3 firearms charges in this matter. One, just the sheer possession of a firearm by a convicted felon is dangerous to the community. You're not supposed to have a firearm, Mr. Gardett, and you're accused of having one. Secondly, the firearm you're accused of having, you are accused of having it possessing it in an illegal manner, carrying it concealed in a motor vehicle, which is a second violation of the firearms laws. And third, you're accused of shooting at a person or a building or both. So all of those alleged firearm violations are seriously dangerous situations. One of the things that should be considered for bond is whether or not the defendant is a danger to the community. I don't think there's any dispute that you're accused of really dangerous activity related to firearms. Quite often, domestic violence charges that end up being felonies are not more serious than a misdemeanor, but for previous convictions. Your previous domestic violence convictions are 10 years old. So without all of these firearms charges, the domestic violence conviction or charge in and of itself might not be a big deal, but because the reason for the domestic violence charge is the shooting of a firearm at another person, that changes it from something relatively minor to something extremely serious.
Yeah, that takes it up a notch.
That the $100,000 is unreasonable. It probably will keep you in custody.
Thank you.
I don't think keeping you in custody is unreasonable, but I'm going to allow a 10% on this so that if your other cases are sorted out in a way that you might be able to leave the jail, you can pay the $10,000 and get out on this one. So it's $100,000 with the right to post 10%.
I miss Traverse
While you're
City.
on bond, you're not to have any contact with Irene Bailey. You're not to go to 671 Eugene Street in Ypsilanti for any reason. No contact includes replying if
I believe that
Bailey
picture
tries
is
to
from
contact
Leelanau
you.
County.
It also includes using social media or another person to deliver a message to Miss Bailey from you. While you're on bond, you're not to purchase or possess any firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Do not
I'll talk with
leave
Mike.
the
With
state of
100%
Michigan
more
without
fall
permission
vibes.
of the court. No criminal behavior, no assaultive behavior, no alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. Okay. The probable cause conference will be November 3rd at 9 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and order the GPS tether with the, I know you were seeking home confinement, but if he's able to keep his job, I think that is important for everybody. So I'm going to order the
I am
Eugene
not.
Street as a hot spot instead.
As I am still a man.
So if you're able to postpone and leave the jail, I'm ordering a GPS tether with 671 Eugene Street as the do not go to and hotspot on that tether. And that has to be prior to your release from jail.
Couple mind erasers,
I
you'll
will
be
note
fine.
that the Eugene Street is quite close to his own address. So that might,
Is it within that 1 mile radius?
yeah.
Well, okay. I'm not going to order a tether, then it doesn't make any difference. My understanding is that if the locations are too close together, then there's not enough time to warn someone if there's a tether violation. So I'm not going to order a tether. I think it's a ineffective. But I'm still clearly ordering do not go to Eugene Street. All right. Anything else?
I need the ginger from Gilligan's Island. Not John.
All set, Mr. Gardett.
Thank you.
The wheels of justice are going to roll you right into the Wayne County Jail.
Well, in this case, Washtenaw County, but you get the point. Who's next up on our hit parade this morning? That was kind of fun. Magistrate Finks, she's not having it this morning. It's kind of fun. She's a little spicy. Still nice, but a little spicy.
Yep.
We need. Let me see here.
Yes.
Hello, could you state your name, please?
Brian Jackson.
I have Oswego Avenue as your mailing address. Is that a good place for you to get mail from the court?
Yes, ma'am.
When you met with Miss Reed, you gave her a phone number and an email, correct?
Correct.
Is it okay with you if the court uses your phone and your email to have contact with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. This is State of Michigan versus Brian Jackson, 22FB 1324. I have received a petition requesting a court-appointed lawyer. I will sign that. You may proceed when you are ready.
Thank you. Sylvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Jackson. We did not have a copy of that complaint to review, so we would appreciate it if you could please read the charges on the record.
The complaint in this matter states that on or about September 3rd, 2022 at 639 Oswego Street in Ypsilanti Township, Washtenaw County, Michigan, defendant is accused in count 1 of criminal sexual conduct in the 3rd degree using force or coercion to have vaginal penetration with Tanisha Wiley. This is a felony with a maximum penalty of 15 years. and or
Oh.
15 years mandatory AIDS
It's getting
and
real.
testing, mandatory DNA, and a mandatory sex offender registration. Count 2 is a charge of assault with intent to do great bodily harm or strangulation. This is a charge of assault by strangulation, again, against Tanisha Wiley. That's a felony with a
Sure
maximum
did.
of 10 years and or $5,000. And count 3 is a charge of aggravated domestic violence. That's a misdemeanor with a maximum of 1 year and or $1,000.
We will stand mute.
Go ahead, Ms. Willenbring.
Porter Willenberg, on behalf of the people, I am requesting a monetary bond in this case in the amount of $200,000. If that is able to be posted or a different bond is able to be posted, I am requesting a GPS tether with the hot zone of the 639 Oswego Avenue in Ypsilanti. Allegations are serious here that defendant made threats to kill the victim, alleged to have struck her multiple times across her body, and then also sexually assaulted her. In addition, I am requesting absolutely no contact with the complaining witness, Tanisha Wiley.
She lives at that address as far as you know?
As far as I know, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm just double checking quickly. Nothing further.
I know where there's free lodging.
It is my understanding that Miss Wiley was actually present potentially at the court this morning and has been trying to have communication with the prosecutor's office to express that she does not wish that this case moves forward and that she would very much like Mr.
Who told
Jackson.
you that?
Mr. Jackson informed me that was what his understanding was today.
We can't use that. I'm not gonna rely on Mr. Jackson's statements to determine whether or not that's true. And we have not been informed. My recorder has been here.
It's actually not her first day on the bench.
Since 9 o'clock, and I got here at 10. It's 10:50. No one has told us that.
Okay. I just wanted to make you aware that that was a possibility. I understand that the allegations are serious. And again, he does have a family there that he lives with, and he does help maintain that home with her and the children that live there. Additionally, he does have some pretty advanced healthcare issues that he is seeking treatment for. They're pain-related issues, cervical spondylosis, degenerative disc disease. Those are related to injuries that he has received. And he does have treatment providers that he meets with and has been working towards some sort of solutions for that. So we would like some possibility for him to be able to get out of custody so that at the very least he can follow up with those healthcare matters. And I am not sure, Mr. Jackson, do you have somewhere else that you might be able to stay if you were able to be released?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I believe that he would, comply with the no contact, no go to, and even a hot zone tether if he is allowed to be released.
So the community corrections pretrial risk assessment, the green sheet, states that client was on bond when alleged offense occurred. See warrants. Client has 3 violent criminal convictions, 5 non-hold outstanding warrants. Do we know anything about any of that? I can't see it in what I have.
I do not see anything in the ex-jail system.
There's nothing in JIS other than this case. Unless that 17FB 1452 is
Mr. Jackson informed me that he does not have any other currently open cases. He's not on probation or parole, so I don't think that there's anything that he's aware of.
No.
Do we still have echo?
Okay. We have been told that Miss Wiley is here. She's in the lobby. Do you think we can get her logged on to the Zoom to have a breakout with me and Miss Willenbring and Miss Reed? Would you guys be willing to do that? Hear what she has to say if we can get her on a computer in the lobby?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
Oops, that might be the case. Come on, Judge. We got a nice group here. Let's have something entertaining. Is it? Man, I turned it down. I'll turn it down. I'll jack it down. I'll just mute it. I think that's the way to go. How's that? Is that too loud? Yeah, you're number one. Oh, I'll tell you what's going on. The victim is there, and the victim is saying exactly what he's saying. Let him go. Okay, I don't know that, but I highly suspect that based upon entirely too much experience on the topic. Yeah, of course, implicit, but I mean, he's not doing anything that I can see from jail.
You're on hold.
I mean, if he's calling and trying to intimidate her from jail, we see that case every day because, of course, we know that's recorded. James Johnson and many others can't seem to figure this one out.
All right, I gotta get her in the room now. She was standing outside.
Okay, and then let's see. I don't know how to I don't know
All
how to
right.
create the breakout.
Now I'm
room,
curious.
so-
What do you guys
I'll come
think?
back and get it. What was her name?
This is live.
Wiley is the last name.
Does his bond get lowered, or does he get a PR bond to get out based
Okay.
on this conversation?
So, yeah, go ahead, Paul. Thank
Or
you.
does
I'm
this
just gonna
not go
make a
well for
record
him?
While you're doing that. All right, so we have the alleged victim, Tanisha Wiley. She's here at the courthouse and wants to make a statement about this situation. Because these allegations are so serious, Mr. Jackson, we're gonna have that conversation privately. Okay?
That makes all the
Not
sense in
on
the
the
world.
record and not with you being able.
Now I'm gonna go back to the
All
court.
right,
She's
Ms.
gonna
Wiley,
recant.
I was just explaining what we're gonna do, all right? We're gonna have a private conversation. I'm the magistrate.
Yes, don't do it here.
So me, Mr. Jackson's
But we'll know
lawyer,
what it
Ms.
was.
Reed, and someone from the prosecutor's office, Ms.
Based upon what you do on
And
bond.
then you, we're gonna go into a private Zoom meeting, all right? And we're gonna have a conversation about whatever it is you came here to tell me today. I'm gonna ask you some questions and we're gonna talk about the situation.
That is a fair point.
It's going to be private, so Mr. Jackson will not be able to hear what we're talking about.
I mean,
And then when
in
we're
truth,
finished
none of
having
us
that
know.
conversation, I'll finish Mr. Jackson's arraignment.
She could have made
okay?
this up in a fight. It could be totally
She
legitimate.
didn't have to do
Who
anything, it'll
knows?
automatically send her.
And that's why, and you got a man
You're
in
gonna
jail, and that's
probably
what the
have
judge
click
wants
a
to talk
button,
to her.
Miss Wiley, to accept. Wait, not yet. You'll see something that will ask you to accept going into the breakout room.
Okay. Brad, you had your,
Excuse me, Your Honor.
You'd be out with no bail either
Would it be
way.
all right while you guys do have that, if I take a quick rest break?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
rename you.
Did he just say, I want to take a refreshment break?
I'm not that.
Well, la-di-da.
Line here.
It's,
This
he
is
thinks he's
one
at the
I need
country
to-
club.
I can rename this one.
Rename that one.
Okay.
I need some refreshments in the middle of my my rate bond hearing. I don't mean to judge her because I don't know what her story is or anything. I'm not saying that, but the crying could cut either way. It could be I'm scared out of my mind, or I feel horrible for things that I said that went too far. I'm not making that up out of thin air. I've been through this a few times. Agreed, but they won't. I'm just really interested in this case. It's not a lot of action, but I'm really interested to see. I mean, you won't know exactly. Okay. All right. One, if you think, let's just make this simple. I want to make it binary. One, if you think that she is trying to help him and bond gets reduced. Two, if you think she's there to say, hell no, I stand by what I said, keep him in. And you'll be able to tell because she'll give him no bond or a very high bond if that's the case. Tell me in the chat. One for she's there to help him. Two for that she's there to hurt him. And I don't mean that in a judgmental way, but or protect herself is a better way to put it. Three was not on the table. You got to pay attention in class. Ooh, this is interesting just because it's really a mix. Oh, you too, Greg. You're gonna go this way. I'm sure three actually has a good something else. There's some other thing that makes sense, but I don't know what it is since I didn't offer it. Oh, we are evenly split. Ones, twos, and for some unknown reason, threes. Only my chat. Only my chat. My chat just decides, despite the fact that I wasn't given, three is a viable option. Three is some other idea you have in your head, which I understand. I guess three is other. Three is other. All right, throw threes up and be like, I don't care. I really don't see. I just see both. Now we're being silly. Now we're being silly. 9 was not contemplated at any point. At no point.
The wheels of justice are going to roll you right into the Wayne County Jail.
Oh, if only I were that fancy. That's another thing too. We don't know, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but this is interesting. If there's a reduction, most guys will say, yeah, because she was making it up, she overstated it to win a fight. Why? Because they've experienced it. Not all personally, but a lot of them have seen that. The women will say, oh, she's got better wife syndrome and she's just conditioned, and he actually did it, but now she's got Stockholm syndrome and she can't follow through with it. Both of those are absolute valid possibilities. I mean, who knows? I'll never know because I'm not that close to this case. But it is interesting to see the bias in people, which makes all the sense in the world, depending on your perspective.
Thank you so much. Hey, positive things. My wife, who was a victim, she's on the
Only my awesome chat could show up to drink coffee and watch this very interesting but slow moving call and be like, yeah, whatever, it's fun. Thank you all. Three lost all its fun after that, didn't it? Like how I retroactively assigned 3 of value to feel like I'm still in charge. Oh, it's sad. And then of course my chat immediately calls me out for it. Good God, I'm just trying to have coffee here. Well, yeah. So that's the thing. It breaks down beyond that. Like the threshold issue is she here to try to help him get out of jail or stay in jail? That's the threshold issue. That's binary as far as I'm concerned. But then, if let's say she says, "I want him in jail," there are 2 methods. I want him in jail because I'm scared of him, or I want him in jail because it's a convenient way for me to win a fight. Same applies on the flip side, and we'll never know the truth, and this is what courts are for. They're supposed to get through these things based upon evidence and all that stuff. So I'm not saying I know or accusing anybody of anything here. I'm just saying that's the universe of possibilities we're facing, roughly speaking. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Holy shnikes. For the love of God, I'm not going to have to slow the chat on this Saturday morning coffee fest, am I? Monday, I still haven't done it. I have to figure that out, and then I'm going to have to bother Yesenia on a weekend to figure out if I can clear Monday to do it, but I think I will be able to. But Monday, I'm guessing that case goes Monday and Tuesday, gets given to the jury on Tuesday. I don't know. That's just my guess. But there should be some interesting stuff. There are 3 interesting things I can think of in addition to stuff that I can't anticipate. But him testifying, his mom testifying, and the state closing should all be interesting. State closing is going to be brutal. Brutal. They are going to tell the story and intentionally make it emotional for impact, which is their job, and they should. That's going to get wild. I honestly don't even want to do that, but I will, because that will do that. I might not let John on because he's going to lose his mind for that.
There she is. Okay, I'm gonna get her can we get her microphone off?
Got it.
Okay. We've had a conversation off the record with the alleged victim, Miss Wiley, notifying the court about her wishes at this time. I'm satisfied that she does not feel that there's an ongoing threat to her safety. I will therefore, despite the very serious nature of these allegations, I am going to give you a personal bond today, Mr. Jackson. I am giving you a personal bond. You don't need to pay any money.
The
to
ones
go
get
to
it.
jail, all
The
right?
ones get it.
This is the really important part.
She came
We're
to
gonna
help
talk about your
bust him out.
conditions, okay? What I'm allowing is what's called consensual contact. Has the word consent right in there, okay? So that means that as long as Miss Wiley is comfortable having you live at her house, having you have contact with her, having you talk to her, spend time with her, be around her children, then that's 100% fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Bond conditions. As soon as she says to you, you can't live here anymore, don't talk to me, go away.
He sure did.
Whatever. You must do what she has said.
I think the judge did the right thing here, though.
Power.
I'm not taking your word for it,
safe and
defendant.
Comfortable in your home,
But
okay?
if the victim shows up and says it,
If she says you've got to go,
that's a
and you
different ball of
don't
wax.
go, it violates your bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? The policy of this court right now is that if you violate your bond conditions on a felony case, you are going to be held without a chance to post bond until you can see a judge. Sometimes that's as long as 12 days. All right.
Yes.
If that happens, you're going to lose your job.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not trying to frighten you or threaten you, but I want to make sure that you understand exactly what's at stake here.
Crystal clear, ma'am.
Okay. And Miss Wiley, I know I have your microphone off, but if you could just nod your head if you understand that you do not have to let him stay there. You can try it, and if it doesn't work out, all you have to do is kick him out and call the police. Okay?
Oh yeah. I mean, it depends on state,
The rest
but
of the conditions, I guess I should have asked if Miss Willenbring, if you wanted to put anything on the record after that.
victims, and appropriately so, get a lot of say.
No, Your Honor, I'll leave it at your discretion based on our conversations in the breakout room.
But not the final word.
The rest of the bond conditions are as follows. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs, no purchase or possession of firearms, weapons, or ammunition. No leaving the state of Michigan without permission of the court. No criminal behavior, no assaultive behavior. Do you
Yes,
have any
ma'am.
questions about those bond conditions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, the court date will be over Zoom on November 3rd. That is a Thursday. That will be at approximately 9 a.m. over Zoom. Something will be sent to
Yes.
your email with the exact time for you to appear.
Yes, ma'am. If it pleases the court, could you also send it via text as well? Because sometimes my emails mess up.
Miss Reed, will you make a note that he likes to receive it during text? Miss Wiley, I don't want to hear from you anymore, okay? If you want to watch the proceedings when he's in court again, you can watch on YouTube. And someone can get you that information. Okay, anything else on this matter? Okay, we're all set then. And then Mr. Jackson was our last person for today, so I'll see some of you tomorrow, and good luck, Mr. Jackson. Be safe,
Thank
Miss
you, Your Honor.
Wiley. Be brave and be safe, okay? You're all set. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. Just a little Saturday morning coffee together. Thank you all for coming out. That call, actually, I've done this a few times. It's hit or miss because you don't know what's on the call. I don't know what's on the call. I was literally just having coffee. I looked at it. I'm like, let's go. That one turned pretty interesting. You know, it was a nice break from the Brooks case. The first few people trying to give her excuses. She's like, hell no. It's Saturday morning. I don't give me this. Don't give me this. I'm just trying to get through this call. The last one was interesting. It broke down the way I was guessing, but I wasn't sure. I was about 60-40. She was just going to come in and recant and say, oh no, I want it back. Because that's very, very typical. And then everyone, you know, you have your thoughts about whether or not she was dishonest in the beginning, or if he's like real bad, but she's controlled. That's a fair debate to have. I have no idea. I don't know the facts on the ground. That's interesting, but that plays out between literally millions of people every day here and everywhere else in the world. That's just the reality of life. So, all right, no, that was too deep. That was too deep. Damn you, John. Brings up John Locke. Now I'm having deep thoughts on YouTube. Strike that from the record. Strike that last comment. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'll just put on my fez and sign out. I'll see you guys all soon.